Before you book a Royal Caribbean cruise, watch this. This video will save you so much money, time, and stress. Hey babe, welcome to my channel. My name is Alexandria Ikamoni if you are new here. And today I'm giving you the real Royal Caribbean guide. These are tips that actually matter when booking a Royal Caribbean cruise, but also things I wish I would have known before and during my cruise. Now, I just got back from my Royal Caribbean cruise and it was fantastic. And I went on the wonders of the seas. But because it's a newer ship and one of the largest, I might add, there's not a lot of information out there online to help really prepare you for that trip. So some of the details will be geared specifically for Wonder of the Seas, but the majority can work for any Royal Caribbean cruise. Number one is travel agent. I know it's controversial. Should you use one? Should you not? I personally did use one, but I don't feel like it was absolutely necessary. I'm so type A. I want to research and understand everything there is to know about a trip. So I found out so many details that my travel agent didn't tell me or didn't know about. And there were a few times where I was like, what exactly am I paying you for? Because I can hit a book now button myself. But I will say they did take the legwork of doing everything for me. Even what I found out and what I wanted to know, I would send it to them and they will handle it, but I had to prompt them into doing so. And number two, whether it's you or your travel agent, book everything in advance. Multiple reasons why you should do so. One, they offer the best discounts when you book ahead of time. You can find drink packages, dining packages, internet packages, excursions, and so many more at a discounted rate. Some were up to 40% off the actual price if you bought it before the actual date of your sailing. And don't worry, I did check the prices before and when I got on the ship, and 100% they were way more expensive when you got on the boat. When I tell you you can get everything booked in advance, you really can. So take a look into the app and see what the options are, see what you want to do, see what you want to pay for, and book it in advance. There's also a hack that people don't like to tell you. You can book it in advance, but if you see a better deal later, you can cancel your booking and then rebook it to get that cheaper savings. So in other words, just because you bought it at one date and you find it cheaper at another date, don't worry, you can cancel that and rebook it and you get those extra savings. Now, those are for the things you have to pay for, book in advance for sure, but they're also free things that you should probably book in advance as well. The main things that you can book in advance that you want to make sure you pay attention to are your dining and your shows. I do not recommend my type dining, but to each their own. I'm a person who likes a schedule and a set time to know that I'm going to be eating. And also I don't have to wait in line for a table to open up because someone missed a reservation. I already have mine taken care of. So I highly recommend getting the set time for your dining each night. And then for Royal Caribbean, there are popular shows that everybody wants to attend. There are lines for people who have reservations. There are lines for people who do not have reservations. You skip the line when you have a reservation. You go right up, you go right in and find your seat, and the rest of the people are waiting behind you for any open spots available that they can get into. So there is a chance of you standing to watch the show that you wanted to watch if you did not get the reservation done ahead of time. I won't lie, the key to a successful cruise is a schedule and a plan. So you really do want to plan and get all these things done and reserved ahead of time. Another tip for you guys is to enjoy all of the shows. There are so many amazing shows happening all day long. Great activities that you don't want to miss. You might see something that you might say, oh, it's not really my style, but you might actually end up loving it. That happened to me a few different times, especially with the game shows. They were absolutely fantastic and such a good time. I'm happy I decided to just randomly go and check out those shows. There are so many different types of shows happening all day long to cater to your style, your personality, and what you like to do for fun. So fill up that schedule with different shows and activities. And if you don't make it later, that's perfectly fine. At least you had it on your schedule and you knew about it and you had your spot reserved versus you wanting to go later and you end up not being able to get the spot that you want. My final tip and one of my personal favorite things about the trip, spend a little extra money if you can for that balcony room. Oh my goodness, the views from the balcony were absolutely insane and unreal. I'm a girl who loves ocean views, and having unobstructed ocean views were life-changing and magical. I really can't put into words what you'll witness, but I promise it is gorgeous and it is so worth it every single time. I prefer ocean balconies over interior balconies because I don't really care to look at the madness and the chaos happening with everybody on the ship outside my window. I want peace, I want quiet, I want an ocean view, and I feel like you can't get that anywhere else. Ocean views are great for relaxation, for quiet time, for peace in the mornings. I'm dreaming about it all over again. Now, there are things that I wish I would have done on my Royal Caribbean cruise where I now know for the next time I go, and trust me, there will be a next time. Number one, enjoy a specialty dining. I'm a fine dining type of girl naturally. I do love a great experience, but I felt like I would be just fine with the main dining because it is a fine dining restaurant per se. But I do feel like I would have liked to try something different one of the nights. There's hibachi, an Asian place, there's Italian, there's so many options for specialty dining. It would have been nice to do that at least once on the ship just to have a different experience. And another hack, if you want to save money but try the specialty dining, do it for lunch instead of dinner. The lunch options will be cheaper than the dinner options, and you can book that once again in advance so it doesn't cost you a lot of money. I believe I saw some of the specialty dinings for lunch for about $20, $25 if you book in advance. So not a bad deal if you want to experience something a little bit different and not spend too much money on it. Number two, I wish I would have done Hideaway Beach at Coco Cay. We know about the perfect day at Coco Cay. It's a beautiful island. It's a beautiful experience. I stayed on the Oasis Lagoon because I had the swim up bar, which obviously is going to be a good time, but I thought I was going to get a better music selection with a DJ, and I didn't really get that. I'm not a big crazy party person, but I do like to have a little bit of fun, and I know Hideaway Beach has a DJ, so it gives you a daytime pool party vibes. If you've ever been to Vegas, something similar to that is the interpretation I got from that, and that was something I probably would have liked to experience to have a more fun time on the island versus a more chill, relaxing environment. Now, there is another club that you can pay for, which is a little bit more expensive than Hideaway Beach. It's also more private, more luxurious and relaxing and peaceful, but it's a more secluded and private area, so you're not out with everybody else, and a good lunch is included with that as well. So if you wanted to splurge a little bit more, I would recommend checking that option. But I feel like if you're 21 and up and you want a really good, fun time, that Hideaway Beach will be a really good option. I missed out, and I'm going to go back and try that next time. Now, if you're an old soul, no matter your age, like me, and you get tired by 9 p.m., I recommend taking a nap before dinner so you can enjoy the nightlife activities. Because when I tell you I couldn't make it to the club any of the nights because I was exhausted, I mean it. Now, why I say that is because you typically will have your dinner, then the main show of the day happens around the time that you'll finish up dinner, and then the club. So you're typically going from one place to the next, and if you're tired at 9 p.m., you are not going to make it to the end of the night. So in order to really just stay up and enjoy all the activities, all the shows, and party a little bit if you want to, that nap is going to be so crucial. I will be honest, I made it to the club one of the nights because I went to a game show and it turned literally right into the club right after. And by 12:30, I was yawning, ready to go to my bed. I left and I spent like 30 minutes in that club and that was it. Now, people may want to know what the nightlife is like on the Royal Caribbean cruise. I will be honest, it is not like Carnival. You're not going to have the crazy party vibes, but you will have a good time still with the music, the environment, the drinks are there. It's still going to be a nice time. So if you're looking for Carnival level, you will not get it, but you will have a good time still at the end of the day. Now, these next two sections are going to be geared specifically to Wonder of the Seas. It is one of their newest and largest ships, and it is absolutely beautiful. I'm so happy I went on that one for my very first time with Royal Caribbean. So I want to share some things with you because, like I said at the beginning of this video, there aren't a lot of tips out there and a lot of details about this particular ship because it's on the newer side. So here I am trying to give you all the tea and all the details so you can make the best decision for yourself. I picked out the top 3 places on the ship in my opinion. Number 1, I already mentioned this, I love ocean views, so the ocean balcony was my number 1 place to be. I know that's within my own room, but those views and that peace and just the feeling you get on that balcony will not be matched because the morning views and the sunset views are literally out of this world. I really encourage you guys to experience that just once if you can. Number 2 is a place called Central Park. It's toward the middle of the ship and it is absolutely stunning. I don't feel like I'm on a cruise ship when I come into Central Park. A lot of greenery is in there. There are a couple of restaurants and bars on that level as well. And they also have jazz performers perform every single day for a few hours, and it is an unreal, beautiful experience sitting out in the open air, listening to jazz and having a really beautiful and great time on the ship. When I tell you the views and the greenery are so beautiful and breathtaking. You will truly enjoy it. And why I mentioned the fresh air is because it's kind of in this open area to outside. It's not enclosed. So even though you're not on the top level of the ship, you're on level 8, I believe, you still get to look up and you see the stars and you see the skyscrapers or just the other rooms and the other buildings. And you get that fresh outdoor air coming in and that wind as well. It is absolutely stunning. Number 3 is solarium. I will be honest, this is an area where kids are not allowed yet to be 18 years and older, but because of that, it's more peaceful, more serene, and it has a beautiful view of the front of the ship. This is included, so you don't have to pay anything extra to be a part of this area. There are pods, there are chairs. It's not outside, so you're not in the hot sun. You're not baking, you're not melting out there, which is great, but you can still enjoy the beautiful views of the ocean. There are hot tubs, there are pools. Of course, you have the bars close by, but they do have people walking around to get you your drinks. It was such a beautiful experience where I spent hours and hours out there because it was just my type of vibe. I love a luxurious and peaceful experience, and the views were absolutely breathtaking. Now, I want to share the best of the best with you. The best food, the best area, the best dining, and the best show. For the best show, I have to say it's something called Intense. It is an aqua show with an all-woman cast, and when I tell you those women are warriors, I mean it. It was an unbelievable show that I fully can't put into words because I don't even fully know what I experienced, but I just know I enjoyed myself from start to finish. They're diving into the pool from high up. They're doing all these cool tricks. They make it engaging. The music, the sound effects, it is such a beautiful, fun time where it is the #1 show on the cruise ship for a reason. Do you remember earlier when I mentioned you want to make sure you reserve your shows so that you have a seat when it came to the shows? Yeah, I'm talking about specifically for this one and others. But this one, if you do not reserve your spot ahead of time, you're gonna get the scraps of what is left, and most likely you will be standing. So reserve that show and reserve it on a night where you know you're gonna be awake and enjoy it because it is the best show I've ever experienced on any cruise, on any trip. The best activity to me are the game shows. The game shows were so much fun. There were different ones like Love and Marriage, Battle of the Sexes, but the #1 and the most crazy one that probably needs a 21 and up crowd only is the Crazy Quest. Oh my goodness. The type of questions and the type of things that they need to get from audience members are hilarious. You're going to have a ball of a time. You're going to laugh. You're going to kiki it up with whoever you're with. And it's so funny watching some of the people do what they do on the stage. And they are regular people who volunteered themselves to be a part of the show. And it is absolutely fantastic and a great time. Best food on the ship is the main dining, in my opinion. I do love fine dining, but also the food was pretty good. I do recommend listening and paying attention to what your waiter recommends, because every single thing that the waiter recommended ended up being the best out of all the dishes, because my family and I will try different things. We'll try each other's dishes. We'll try multiple items ourselves. So I know from experience that you really want to listen to what your waiter is telling you as the highlight of the menu, because 9 times out of 10, it's probably the best thing there. I know people like to talk about Sorrento's and the little taco spot, but I'm going to be honest, those were not the absolute best in my opinion. They're fine, but it's not the best dining on the ship. And as a New Yorker myself, who was born in New York and knows good pizza, that's not New York style pizza. That's all I'm going to say. And then the taco spot is just basic. Like, it's perfectly fine when you're at the pool, but it's not the best dining on the ship. And then the best area, in my opinion, I also mentioned this to you guys already, will be Central Park. I think it is absolutely beautiful. The greenery, I am a greenery type of girl, if you can't even tell, just based off my house. But you don't feel like you're on a ship at all. You feel like you're in a whole different space. And then having and listening to jazz music and enjoying the dining there, or even the bars, is a beautiful experience. I feel so different than any other part of the ship. I know a big conversation on any cruise, honestly, is should I get the drink package or not? I personally will recommend getting the drink package. If not yourself, at least 1 person to 2 people in your group. If you do have a group, I recommend them getting the drink package, giving them a little bit of money, and they're receiving some of those benefits, if you know what I mean, because you really will spend a whole lot more money on drinks if you don't get the drink package. But if you don't drink, you're perfectly fine. You have nothing to worry about. If you do like to get a few cocktails, I promise it goes so fast when you rack up a bill. You really do want to get that drink package just to have that peace of mind and be able to enjoy. The drinks are not that strong. You will need a couple of drinks in order to feel something. They don't do doubles, so you need to get one drink at a time. So keep that into consideration. If you're doing one drink at a time, you're doing it on multiple days, it's going to add up quickly. So for a peace of mind, and you probably will get the full benefits of that drink package, just go ahead and get it ahead of time and call it a day. But I get it. It's expensive. It is very expensive. Even if you get it ahead of time, it's still not the absolute cheapest. That's why I recommend splitting it with somebody or having one person get it and then multiple people chip in to kind of get their little money's worth as well, just to kind of make it a little bit more affordable for all people involved. But some way, somehow incorporate a drink package if you're going on a Royal Caribbean cruise. And if you are wondering, yes, the drink package does work at CocoCay. I encourage you to have a fantastic time on your Royal Caribbean cruise. And if you are going on Wonder of the Seas, let me know in the comments. And if you have any more questions about that, let me know. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions in the comments. You're going to have an amazing time. I loved it. I had a great experience. I'm already looking at when I can go next year because I will 100% be back. And now that I know a little bit more, I feel more prepared to really take advantage of what I personally want to take advantage of next time. And it's going to be a fantastic trip. But I wanted to make this video for you guys so that you have some information on how to really get the most out of your experience next time you go, whether it's your first time or your fifth time. You can really enjoy that experience and the details from this video. I do have a weekly vlog that came out a few weeks ago, so go back to my page and check out that weekly vlog so you can see my full experience on the Wonders of the Seas. I take you through the entire week with me as I did 5 days and 4 nights sailing out of Miami to the Bahamas, and it was a beautiful experience. That probably is one of my favorite weekly vlogs to date, so 100% go back and watch that video. Now, drop a ship if you are taking a cruise in 2026 or even 2027. I would love to hear more about your plans. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We do weekly content on my page. I focus a lot on affordable luxury lifestyle with my content so you can enjoy the best of the best this world has to offer without breaking the bank doing so, because I feel like luxury is a lifestyle and not a price point. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.